Hi, I'm Chef Lanny, and I guess like a lot of people, we're stuck here in quarantine, so I'm stuck making my own dumplings. Anybody who knows me knows that I love dumplings, and it's one of my favorite things to eat. Today, we're gonna make a super simple chili garlic dumpling. I have about a pound of ground pork here. We have some diced shiitake mushrooms, a little bit of minced ginger, a little bit of garlic. We have a little bit of soy sauce. We have a little bit of black vinegar. We're gonna add 1 egg, a little bit of cornstarch. You can use potato starch also if you have it. And then last, we're gonna add just a little bit of green onions, chopped, as they go all over the place. So dumplings are actually a lot easier than they look. They're not terribly difficult. The hardest part is folding, and luckily this is a super simple fold. So we're just gonna mix all this up, make sure we get everything incorporated. If you wanna add a little bit of salt, you can add a little bit of salt. You really don't need it though because of the soy sauce. And then the sauce also is gonna have some soy sauce, so there should be plenty of salt there. But if you really like salt, I suppose you can add it. We're gonna add a little bit of fresh black pepper. So we're just gonna get this all incorporated, mixed up, make sure we got all the flavors distributed, and then we're gonna let it rest just for a few minutes while we make our sauce. Looks good. Stop there. All right, so next we need to make the chili garlic oil. So here I just have a little bit of salt, sugar, chopped garlic, and a lot of crushed red pepper because I love spice. And then here I have just a little bit of blended oil that I heated on the stove, and we're just gonna add that in. And we're gonna let it rest while we fold our dumplings. So a lot of people are probably really intimidated by dumplings, and understandably so, because it looks way harder than it is. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna take our dumpling wrapper in our hand. This is just a wonton wrapper that I got at a local Chinese market. And then we're gonna get a little bit of the filling. You gotta be careful not to overfill them, because you don't want them to explode. So you're gonna get it in there, nice little ball. Then we're gonna close her up. You wanna pinch one side, make sure there's no big, huge air bubbles, because that'll make them pop. Then we're gonna pinch down the other side. And then we have a nice little triangle. We'll take a little bit more water, put it on that corner, and we're gonna fold them up. So we're gonna do it one more time. We're gonna put a little bit of water on the 2 of the 4 sides. A little bit of our filling. And if you're having trouble, it's a little bit easier if you do less filling to start while you get the practice. And then you can put a little bit more in there. So we're gonna close this up. We're gonna pinch one side, try and make sure that we don't have any big air bubbles. Come around, pinch the other side. And then you've got a little triangle, one more little spot of water, and then we're gonna bring these 2 corners together. Nice tight pinch there. Easy. So now we're putting them into our boiling water. You wanna make sure your water is nice, rolling boil. And you want to make sure that you have enough water that it's not going to cool down, because then you'll end up with gummy wontons, and nobody wants that. So we're going to let these boil. I'm going to give them about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then we're going to check them. All right, so it's been about 4 minutes. They're all floating. They're firm to the touch. So I'm gonna say we're done. Doesn't look like we had any casualties. Looks like they all made it out okay, which means that we did an all right job in folding our dumplings. So if you get a little bit of water in there, it's not the end of the world. It'll actually help out a little bit when we go to toss it in the chili garlic oil. So we have our wontons here. We have our chili garlic oil. You want to make sure that you get some of the crushed red pepper, some of the salt. So you want to make sure you stir it up, get it all nice and coated. It's not necessary, but I like a little bit of extra salt on mine, so I like a little bit of soy sauce. Some green onions. And then you want to just very, very gently, not even toss them, just kind of lightly stir them in your sauce. We'll go to our plate. I like using a plate. A lot of the times you'll see them in a bowl. The reason I don't like using a bowl is because if you're not very good with chopsticks, then you're gonna end up just mushing all of your beautiful wontons. Okay, we'll go a little more chili oil on the plate. A little bit of extra green onion because I love green onion. And that's it. Chili garlic wontons. Hopefully they taste good. So good. Spicy, salty, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of garlic, lots of fresh green onions. Super easy, makes quarantine not so bad.